Hello, I'm Cole McQuivy.
And I'm Kason Cook. Welcome to Strategy, your source for authentic, curated content for digital and social media professionals.
On today's show, we'll take a look at what branding is and how business and creators can use it to enhance their online presence.
And later in our Tips and Tools segment, we'll even get a hands-on demonstration of how to create story highlights on Instagram.
First, to our question of the day. What are 3 things consistency with social media branding helps with?
We will give the 3 ways social media branding helps a person's business at the end, so stick around for that. Then seeing the effect of branding on students, Cole McQuivy goes out and asks about how companies' social media impacts them.
Hi, what's your name?
April.
Okay. April, has a company's social media presence ever influenced you to buy something from them?
I guess, yeah.
So, what's your name?
Zach.
Zach. Zach, has a company's social media presence ever influenced you to buy something from them?
Yeah, I would say so.
Hi, so what's your name?
I'm Wyatt.
Wyatt. Perfect. Wyatt, has a company's social media presence ever influenced you to buy something from them?
Absolutely.
Hi, so what's your name?
Greg.
Greg. So Greg Hi, so what's your name?
Jolie.
Jolie. Okay, perfect. Jolie, has a company's presence on social media ever influenced you to buy something from them?
Yes, 100%.
Hi, so what's your name?
I'm Macy.
Macy. Perfect. Macy, has a company's presence on social media ever influenced you to buy something from them?
They have actually, yes.
If so, what about their presence on social media encouraged you to buy that thing?
Probably just by the trends, how popular it was.
Great. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. If that's the case, what about their social media presence influenced you to buy something from them?
I think having that relationship of liking current products that they've had on different sources, I figure out a way to say this, like that experience with products they've had has influenced me when they show new stuff and maybe show stuff that is related to it.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What about their social media presence influenced you to buy something from them?
I feel like through the marketing that they have, especially through their merchandise, like a lot of clothing brands really like speak to me, and like just the way that they use like their models and things like that, I really give like good insight into like what the company wants to do with like what their products are.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. No? Okay. So on social media, what has kept you from buying things from them?
I don't have a social media.
Okay. So no social media at all? Okay. That makes sense. Okay. That's it. Appreciate it. What about their presence on social media influenced you to buy something?
I think a huge part of social media presence, I'm a marketing major, so I think like brand identity is like a huge part of like getting like sales. I feel like I'm constantly falling victim to like cute packaging and like just like a consistent brand identity. So
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. What about their social media presence influenced you to buy something from them?
I think the most of it was the customer reviews, and they have customers in the ads saying this is how much it's done for me and kind of showing that too. Their benefits from it. I think that's kind of what gets me, is seeing real people advocate for it.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. Social media is drastically changing. Branding can boost your business if done right.
Lucia is here to explain what branding is and why it is important.
In today's digital-first world, social media branding is one of the most powerful tools businesses can use to connect, grow, and thrive. I'm Lucia Liao, and in this strategy segment, we're exploring how strong branding on social media can truly boost your business.
Let's start with the basic question. What is branding? It's more than a logo or a catchy slogan. Branding is the overall identity of your business, your voice, visuals, and values, and how customers feel when they interact with you. According to Jetpack, social media branding helps build trust, recognition, and loyalty. It makes your business more memorable and more human. Think of your social media feed as your storefront. A cohesive, consistent presence shows professionalism and earns credibility with your audience.
The Digital Marketing Institute points out that branding on social media not only creates awareness, but it also positions you as a trustworthy expert. People buy from brands they recognize and relate to. The truth is, you already have a brand, whether you've created it intentionally or not. So let's dive into how you can grow it, shape it, and share it. Stay tuned and keep watching for more information.
Now that we know a bit more about branding, let's take a deeper dive into how we can put this information to work for us.
Recently, I spoke with Brother Hewitt, a professor in the communication department at BYU Idaho, to get his insights. I'm Kason here with Brother Hewitt. Brother Hewitt, what have you seen be the difference between branding and social media advertising?
So I think whenever we use social media, we have to recognize the limitations of the platform. Who uses social media? How do they use it? It's very quick. The scrolling rate is very high. You're not going to put a full page document on social media and have anybody read it. That's just not how social media. There are different platforms you could get people to read it, but and so because of that short-term, quick, highly influential platform that social media usually is, I think you see a lot of social media advertising on it, aimed at getting people to do something certain, like buy a product. And I think that works well, and there's different metrics you can track, and there's different ways you can do all of that advertising. I don't think that that's even close to the same as branding, which is long-term. You can sell a product with a single post on social media. I don't think you can create or fix or develop a brand with a single social media post. You can do it, but it's much more of a long-term gain. So if I go to buy a product in a store, there are certain products that are immediately no's for me because of what the brand means. It says cheap. It says too expensive. It says low quality, right? And those are things that have been developed over experiences and time and messages that direct my behavior. If I need something that I don't really have a relationship with, like let's say I'm throwing a picnic and I need paper plates, and I see an ad for dollar paper plates, I don't care what the brand is, it's cheap. That ad persuaded me, I'm buying the dollar paper plates. But if for some reason I did, even if they were a dollar paper plate and I saw the ad, but I did not align with the brand, I'd pay more for the better brand. And so I think advertising is a lot less communication. It's flashy, it's in the moment, it's your 5 seconds you have before they hit the YouTube skip button. Whereas branding is more of your long-term brain power messaging strategy of how do we get a relationship here. And that's where I see the difference.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts.
Social media marketing is an amazing way for companies to get their message out there. Brand awareness and reputation is crucial in today's media world.
Catherine Tedford has found a Forbes article on this and tells us what she has discovered.
Hi guys, I have the industry news update this week. The power of social media and modern marketing. So this was a really insightful article. I felt like there's a ton of information out there about really what you should do as a individual who's wanting to get your brand out there. And I thought this was so insightful with how brand awareness and reputation are really two of the biggest things in today's media world. And I felt like that was such powerful. That's so powerful because I feel like it's not really talked about enough almost. Having positive reviews are great, and that's going to get your consumer and individuals to trust you. And then there's different things that in the article that it talks about specifically having a strategy and what is needed to have. So having high quality content, engaging with your audience, so responding in the comments, having that conversation, encouraging them to comment, looking at the performance of these posts, and if they're not responding as well as you would like, maybe the strategy needs to change. Also staying up with trends. This article was so insightful in my eyes with how a personal brand and a business brand are the same, and just how what you put out there and how you want it to be perceived is really key. And that's the industry news update. Thanks so much for joining me. See ya.
Our tip and tool for this week is directly related to our topic of discussion. Andrea Taylor took on the task of showcasing story highlights on Instagram.
Hi guys, welcome back to Stratazine. This is for the tips and tools segment. I will be showing you guys how to create Instagram story highlight covers. These are super important for branding because it helps people get familiar with your brand, helps your Instagram page a little bit more organized. They can see your colors, your fonts, and be able to know what your business is all about. So what you're going to do is hit search templates here on Canva, and you're going to type in Instagram highlight covers right there. And then I'll give you a bunch of examples that you can use. So let's say, for example, we wanted to use this one. So you have all your little icons here, and if you click over here at the very bottom, it takes you to each individual icon. So each icon, you can adjust it with the colors. Say, for example, if you didn't like the color of this, you could change it to black. Black and white could be your brand colors. You can also add your logo or your brand font if you want. Then just click save and upload it to your Instagram highlights. Thanks for watching.
Awesome. Well, back to our question of the day. What are 3 things consistently with social media branding helps with?
According to Forbes, it provides brand recognition, establishing trust and credibility, as well as enhancing customer loyalty.
Sweet. Well, that's all of this episode of Strategy. Coming up in our next episode, the topic will be which social media platform to choose based on my audience.
Thanks for joining us today on Strategy.
You can find links and attribution to everything from today's podcast in the credits and the show notes. Have a great day.